Streets is Dead podcast.
And this whole war split everybody up, even the parents.
Yeah.
That's what she told me in our interview.
No, it did, because you got to think about it like you gonna be with your child,
Right or wrong.
Yeah, and people fault parents for
Hey,
that.
man,
but
cut the
that's
bullshit.
Just like the Lord.
Hey man, it's your boy Malcolm J. This is Streets is Dead podcast, man. And before I get started today, man, y'all like, subscribe, and share to my page, man, so I can keep getting my videos recommended. Remember, I'm building this from the ground up, so I hope y'all respect it. But today, I want to talk about that clip I just showed, the clip of Blue when he went on Say Cheese, and basically Blue went on Say Cheese, and the subject came up about your kids, and he was talking to, Sean was talking to him about his relationship with Fulio, with Fulio mom, and basically they came out of his mouth and agreed about him saying you gonna be with your kids, right or wrong, and the reason why I chopped that clip up, because I said to myself, bro, this nigga really said that, like you really said you gonna be with your kids, right or wrong. And basically, like, that's just like the law of the land, is what he said. But the reason why I chopped that specific clip up is because, bro, Blue, okay, I try not to speak on niggas' parenting, bro, but if all 4 of your sons grow up to be street niggas, bro, you failed as a father, in my eyes, bro. Like, if all 4 of my sons grew up to be street niggas, like, you felt like, especially if they still in the street and they already like, okay, you got one son, you got 2 sons that's fighting life, you got another son that's locked up, and you got a son that's dead, R.I.P. Lil Willie. Only reason I'm speaking on saying R.I.P. Lil Willie, because I knew Lil Willie. I grew up around Lil Willie from Flag Street, so R.I.P. to Lil Willie. But other than that, bro, you wasn't a good father, bro. I understand you went to prison, you did 10 years or whatnot, but when you got out, what did you do to try to lead them boys away from the street life? Like, far as I know, you was showing them that you was showing them that shit was okay, bro. You was condoning in that shit, bro. Then on top of that, so basically you lead these boys down the wrong path. You didn't set a good example for them, and then when they get fucked up, you take a stand on your son. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck how that shit go. There's no way you take the stand on your son. You taking the stand on your son. You thought that shit was okay. Like, now, then Ksoo ended up catching life. We all seen what happened. But bro, you don't feel like you took any kind of credit in the reason why he grew up like that, bro? I'm for sure can tell you, bro, growing up without a father figure in the household, it affects these young men. It like, my dad did not live in the same household as me, but my dad was around. You know what I'm saying? I could talk to my dad about certain things when it came time to becoming a man and stuff like that, and certain things. I watched my dad. My dad was a clean cut dude, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't like a street nigga. But so when I did get involved in the street life, bro, because I still ended up going my own path, but at the same time, when certain things happened, I could ask my dad, because my dad might not have been a gangster or a street nigga, but he was a stand-up guy. Like, and that's what it's really about at the end of the day. It ain't about being hard. It ain't about being no gangster. It ain't about being green or none of that shit. It's about being a stand-up guy, standing on top of your morals and your principles, bro. Like, and that's what a lot of people get that shit misconstrued, thinking that you know, certain motherfuckers, if they come from this neighborhood or if they go the straight path, you green or you lame. Ain't nothing wrong with that shit, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with being a good dude, going to school, going to college, getting a job. None of that shit, bro. It really, that's the new gangster, man. Taking care of your family, your kids, staying out of the street, like that's the new gangster to me, bro. Because you standing on principles, you standing on morals, like all that shit, all that other shit, crash dummy ass shit, growing up, saying, you know what I'm saying, selling drugs, robbing people, doing all that fuck shit, they set yourself up to go to prison and jail. That's the lamest shit ever, bro. That's the new fucking lame shit, bro. Like, as men, as black men, if you're not raising your fucking kids in the right way, that's the new lame shit. Well, it been lame, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like our era, cause like when I was growing up, a lot of my friends ain't had dads and shit around. But if you like, I'm looking at, I feel like our era, like my age group, like the niggas that's like 30 and up, like all the niggas, the 90s babies, like we did a better job. Like, cause all my niggas in their kids' life, bro. I probably got one nigga that I know that grew up around me that ain't, you know, all the way in his kid's life like that, but it ain't by choice. But at the same time, all my niggas, I ain't seen none of my niggas abandon their kids, bro. I ain't seen none of my niggas influencing their kids to be gangsters or raising they kids to be on the wrong paths, bro, or condoning in that shit, bro. And some of my you know, my oldest child is like 15. My daughter, you know, I don't raise her to glorify or you know, listen to certain shit or act a certain type of way. I don't want my daughter being ghetto or condoning in that shit, because women get caught up in that street like shit too. Girls can get caught up in that shit too. So, and I just feel like the role as your role as a father, bro, it plays a major role in how your kids turns out. So I feel like Blue, he was out of pocket for what he said in that clip, man. Shit, y'all tell me what y'all think. Like, was he with his kids right or wrong? Did he stand beside his kids when it really mattered? Like, bro, or what y'all think, man? Y'all like, subscribe, and share. The Streets is Dead, man, podcast.